Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, we're out here in the apiary. It's Monday, and I am going to be taking out my Apivar strips. They've been in there for 6 weeks now, actually around 7. I waited an extra week because it was 90 to 100 degrees during the day, and it's coming down to the point where I'm going to start feeding. And also I am going to start my second round of mite treatments this week. The weather has finally broke, and we're going to have about a week's worth of weather, mid to high 70s, which is perfect for Formic Pro. And I'll be putting in that product, one strip in my nucs here, and then also on my 10 frame production hives I'll put the 2 strips that come in the 1 satchel, and that will be a 2-week treatment. And in the meantime, I'll be going to get approximately 1,500 pounds of sugar. I'll take you along on that and pick up a pallet load, and then I'll be start mixing my sugar for the fall feeding season for me. So we're going to go ahead and get into these nucs here and pull out the rest of these Apivar strips. I do have nails here. I'll pull them out later and save the nails for next year. I just bring a 5-gallon bucket here and throw them into the bucket, and then deal with the nails at a later date when I have more time. So let's go ahead and get suited up and get into the hives and start pulling Apivar strips out. All right, we're suited up. We're going to get into these hives. So something else I want to tell you about is I bought this portable stand. It's a 40-inch stand. It's about 18 to 20 inches off the ground. It's aluminum. It's very light, and it is a great extra workspace where you can put your top boxes here, put the lid on upside down, put it on that stand or bench, and it's great to work off of. You don't have to bend over all the way down to the ground, and you can put on multiple boxes on it. And if I find it to be quite a good addition to my beekeeping equipment. So let's go ahead, get into this hive, pull the strips out, check the brood and the bees. We got good population there. See if we can get the smoker lit. Yep, it's lit. Go ahead and smoke them down a little bit. My boxes usually either have 1 or 2 Apivar strips in them. Here's the first one right here. Go ahead and throw it in my 5-gallon bucket. Now what I'll do is I'll put this inner cover back on, take this lid, set it on my new aluminum bench. I'm sure this one probably has 2 strips. And it does. And there it is. My second box is right there, accessible. Go ahead and check these hives. I got good population in both boxes. I've got brood comb, both sides. You can see where the strip was hanging. I got some larvae, and actually I got some eggs in there too, so that tells me I've got queen and all. Let me show you that. There's a nice, pretty good slab of brood. There's not a lot of eggs on this side, but on this side there is open larvae and eggs and cat brood with a little bit of nectar in the corners. And there's my queen right there. There she is. Hopefully you can see her right there at the end of my finger. Sort of a golden queen. So, that's a great confirmation. This hive is in great shape. Now this top box does have some weight about it. Let me go ahead and, I guess we better smoke the bees down. Don't want to smash anything at this time. So that's what I really like to see. It's great to see your queen at the same time as you're pulling out strips. Go ahead and go over here to the next hive. All right, here we're at the next hive over. We'll go ahead and put our lid on our working tray, or bench, I mean. All right, this one does not have a strip in the top. I can see that this top box was an add-on later, trying to get them to grow some comb out. And they're doing a little bit of comb there, not a tremendous amount. I'm not sure whether the fall feeding will help that issue or not. We have a lot of nectar in this top hive, or frame. Don't see any eggs or brood, so it must be downstairs. Actually, we do have larvae up here. The lighting is a little bit dark here today. Hard for me to see. So, do the same thing here. Go ahead and take this top box off. It is pretty light, but they got enough food they can be able to get through until I start feeding and all. This must have been one that I either didn't put a strip in, or one of the hives that I was growing. And it's doing a wonderful job of growing. It's got all kinds of brood, capped, larvae, eggs. I can see a couple bees have some pollen on their legs, which is good to see. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. Something I might do if I have some extra drawn comb, I will probably take the partially drawn frames out and take and replace them so they have something to store sugar water honey in. We've got a great population here. And here's the Apivar strip. You kind of have to hunt for them. They've got them all waxed up around the nail. Go ahead and see what we got here. Probably more of a honey food box up here, upper storage. Well, there is some larvae and some cat brood and some eggs up here in the bottom part of the frame. Oh, there's a whole big frame of cat brood larvae. See some eggs. She's starting to shut down, of course. Of course, it's also up in the top box. We'll go ahead and get down into the bottom box here. Give them a little smoke, maybe kind of run them back into the hive. It does have some weight, so that's good. Here's another Apivar strip. I do have some drone brood there. Interesting. Don't really see that too much this time of the year. Pick out another frame here and see what's going on. I know it's definitely a major brood frame. And it's got a lot of cat brood. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up to you so you can see it. There's the cat brood. I can't really see the larvae in the bottom there. It's just too dark. The sun's going behind the barn here. There's the other side. It's doing a great job of cat brood. I don't see the queen. The first time around, that was just by luck. So I can see that there's brood on the other two frames. So we're going to go ahead and smoke the girls down a little bit, put this hive back together, move on to the next. And let me move the camera down the line for you. Now we'll go over here to this purple hive. It's got, I'm sure, a couple strips in it. Yep. Another good population hive. This is what I'd like to see this hive down here look like right now. That is a little concerning for me as far as the amount of bees. I mean, it's a good hive. You got a good queen. She's laying. But I like to have a big volume of bee population in order to get through the winter. Here's another Apivar strip. A little easier to get in and out of. We'll kind of dig through this hive a little bit. Another good looking frame, a lot of brood, capped, some open larvae. Like I say, right now I just cannot see the eggs due to the sunlight situation. My main goal here this evening is just to get these strips out, get prepped for the next mite treatment, due to the fact that the weather is finally changing for the better for me. My main thing about Formic Pro is it's a fumigate. You know, the directions say you can put it on there up to 85 degrees. There is a lot of problems where you might be detrimental towards your queen, and what I've found is that you want to take in consideration, I always like to be under the maximum limit as far as temperature goes. So I like it to be 80 degrees or a little bit less. It's supposed to be around 75 to 79 degrees here in the next couple days. And another thing I believe in is the fact that it doesn't say it on the packaging, but humidity plays a big part. And just like us, we can have a hot day with low humidity and it doesn't feel as hot. And I think the bees react to humidity just like what we do. So that's what I always try to achieve, is somewhere around 80 or less with low humidity, and then I have not had any queen issues of that. I've had other people tell me that they put that product in and it was 80 degrees, but it was also humid, and then they had queen issues. Of course, they've always been told that, oh, the queen died because she was old, or you know, it was always a fault of the queen and not the product. And I kind of don't believe in that theory. I believe that queens and the bees in there are very susceptible to high humidity and high temperatures, and I like to play it on the safe side. So I'm going to go ahead and work on down the row here and try to finish this up this evening, get ready for the next treatment this coming Wednesday. I believe it's going to be cool, and put Formic Pro on all the hives, and then I'll be start feeding. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.